11 months ago, I started my last attempt at getting healthy, and I told myself if this doesn't work, I'm done trying. And here's why discipline and not motivation made all of it work. As a quick context, in January 2025, I gave myself one last shot at getting healthy, and then 9 months later, I was 30 pounds lighter. Now, December 2025, my weight is stable for 2 months, but I'm the strongest that I have ever been. And I'm going to show you the real story and not the Instagram version, how I went from this is my last attempt to building something sustainable, and why motivation alone would have killed this journey at month 6. I didn't start with pure motivation or excitement. I started with, I'll try one more time, and if this does not work, then I'm done. My weight was directly impacting my physical health, and I felt terrible every single day. But worse, I had zero self-respect, and I couldn't look at myself in the mirror without hating what I saw. And something had to change at that point, but honestly, I wasn't optimistic about it, and I didn't overhaul my entire life on day 1 or anything like that. I started tracking calories. Some days I would do a few push-ups or maybe some pull-ups, some squats, nothing special. And I woke up hungry, so I wasn't motivated at the start. I was desperate. But then I started seeing progress, and slowly and predictable. And that's when motivation actually started showing up. The first 10 pounds took about 3 months, and that is also when I started weighing myself daily. And this was a crucial decision, because now that I started weighing myself every single day, I treated this weigh-in as data and not as a motivation or a validation. I was going up a pound, data point, down a pound, data point. And this way, the scale could not motivate me, but it also couldn't demotivate me. It was just information, and that was genius in hindsight. By month 4 I had lost weight, but I was eating so little. The progress was there, and it was at that point even predictable, but eating that little, honestly, it was demotivating me despite seeing the results. So I needed a different approach, or I would quit again. That's when I added walking, immediately jumped to 10k steps a day. It was actually closer to 18k steps average per day at that point, because I wanted to eat more. My motivation peaked again, not from seeing progress, but from being able to eat more food while still losing weight. But here's what's wild about this. The results stayed almost identical. In the first 3 months, with aggressive cutting calories and minimal exercises, I did lose 10 pounds. In the next 3 months, eating a lot more, but walking 18,000 steps now, I lost 10 pounds. It was the same numbers, almost predictable, just with different methods. Around 20 pounds lost at 6 months, something shifted. I looked okay already, not amazing, but actually okay. And the excitement of transformation was fading at that point. I wasn't getting the same dopamine hit from the progress anymore. And if I had been running on motivation alone, then I would have quit right here. But I didn't quit, and that is because by month 6, it wasn't about motivation anymore. The daily weigh-ins, they were just data collection. The walking, that was just what I did at that point. The calorie tracking was automatic. I had built systems that ran whether I felt excited or not. This is about what happened after the maintenance phase, where motivation is completely gone and only discipline remains. I hit my goal weight about 2 months ago, 30 pounds lighter, predictable 10-pound drops every 3 months. I had proven the system worked, but then the scale stopped moving. For 2 months now, I have the same weight, no more weekly wins, no more predictable drops. And you know what? All remaining motivation should have vanished completely, but here's what's actually happening behind that stable number. I'm building muscle while slowly losing fat. My body composition is shifting and I'm getting noticeably stronger, but the scale, it doesn't really reflect any of that anymore. And this is where 99% of people actually quit, when the number stops changing. Losing weight, there's visible progress. The scale moves, people notice, but maintaining while recomping, that's invisible progress. You have the same numbers, nobody notices anymore. There's no compliments, no wow, you look different, no validation. There's just you, your habits, and the choice to keep going or to quit. So what actually keeps me going? It is definitely not motivation, because that has been gone since month 6. It is also not willpower, because that's exhausting and finite. It is my identity, and it's the systems that I build, and it's just who I am now. For example, I don't track calories because I'm motivated all the time. I track because that's just what I do. And I don't walk 10,000 steps because I'm ultra motivated neither. I walk because I am someone who walks. Remember how I started? Zero self-respect, I couldn't look in the mirror without hating what I saw, I felt absolute miserable, but these last 2 months they proved something really crucial to me. My self-respect isn't tied to the scale anymore, it's tied to keeping my word to myself. Every day I show up, I'm proving to myself, I am someone who follows through. And that's discipline, and that is self-respect. Discipline isn't grinding through misery every single day. It's building systems that remove the need for daily decisions. Daily weigh-ins as data, system. Walking 10,000 steps, that's a system. Tracking calories, that's also a system. These run automatically now regardless of how I feel. Last year I was someone without self-control, no self-respect, and I honestly didn't love myself anymore. But today I am someone who loves himself. I track my food, I'm walking daily, I'm training consistently, and I'm taking care of myself. And that is my identity that I have now. And to be brutally honest with you, identity doesn't change based on your motivation. Treating the scale as data was probably the smartest thing that I did. It can't motivate you, that is true, but it also cannot demotivate you anymore because it is just information, and you know, information is power. And this approach kept me consistent even when I was hitting a wall, through all the fluctuations, through everything. If I would have relied on feeling motivated, I would have quit at month 6. And if I would have relied on the scale exciting me, then I would have quit 2 months ago. Feelings are totally unreliable, but systems are not. You can build systems while you are motivated so that they can carry you when you are not. So what's next for me? The scale might not move for another 6 months, and genuinely I don't care. I'll still be here tracking, walking and training, not because I'm motivated, but because it is who I am now. And that is sustainable. To be brutally honest, I don't love this every single day. Some days I would rather skip the walk, eat whatever and just not track. But I'm not doing it because I love it. I'm doing this because I respect myself enough to keep my commitments. And that self-respect that I lost at the beginning, I earned it back through discipline and not motivation. Motivation got me to try one last time. Data kept me consistent through the first 6 months. But discipline is what turned a last attempt into a lifestyle. And if you want something that lasts in fitness or anything else, you need to build discipline while motivation is still there, so it carries you when motivation is gone. And if you are at that last attempt phase right now, I get it because I've been there. And that's why I'm building something for January 2026, a selective personalized coaching program where I guide you through this exact system, refined and personalized to your life. No rigid meal plans, no cookie cutter workouts, just sustainable habits and direct support through the entire process. I'll share more details as we get closer, but if that is something that resonates with you, stick around. For people starting out, if you are at the last attempt phase like I was, then that is good. That desperation at least is honest, and you can use it to build systems right now. Track as data and not motivation. Build habits while you are still desperate enough to even try before you give up entirely. And for people who have lost motivation, if you've lost your motivation, then that's perfect, because that means you are ready to build something real, something that lasts. And discipline doesn't need you to feel excited all the time. It just needs you to show up and collect the data. And I'm documenting the entire journey, the desperate starts, all of the messy middle parts, the invisible progress, all of it. So subscribe to the channel to follow along, because this isn't a transformation story that's going to end. This is a lifestyle that continues whether the scale moves or not. Thank you so much for watching. Take care of yourself, and I see you in the next video.